This is the Schmo with the Pro with the 1997 U.S. National Gold Gloves champion, the top contender cruiserweight boxing man, the analyst, the head coach of Jake Paul, the one and only BJ Flores here in Las Vegas. How we doing?
Thanks, brother. Man, I'm doing fantastic. That was quite an introduction. Thanks for that. And we're good, man. Just riding high from the win, feeling good about everything. And just, Jake is just, taking some much needed rest. So he's relaxing.
So you can officially say that Jake Paul is not currently training. He's finally taking a break.
Yeah, he's been literally training for like the last 19 months, like nonstop. People don't know this about Jake, but he sparred hundreds and hundreds of rounds with very good professionals to get ready for that 1-round fight. So he's put in a lot of work, and he needs a little time off. So he's taking at least 3 to 4 weeks off, and then we'll start to talk about what's next.
Yeah, it's a good place to start. He gets the first-round knockout of Ben Askren. How would you rate the overall performance? Because we know you predicted a knockout.
I said the fight would go less than 2 rounds. I said that on Jav Mendes' podcast. I said that on the interview that I did with Vidal. I said it the whole time. I just feel like Jake's fundamentals and his technique are too good right now to not be able to take advantage of some of Ben's, his weaknesses and his lapses, his holes. He's not a boxer, and I knew as tough as Ben is and as hard as he would try, it wasn't going to matter. So, I'm just real proud of Jake. He worked his ass off. He did everything right. He trained like a professional for literally the last 20 months of his life, and he's getting everything he deserves right now.
So the big question is, what's next for Jake Paul? We'll get into the chirping with DC. The Schmo was there. We watched it with our own 2 eyes at UFC 261. But listen, man, he's outgrown these YouTubers. What's going to be next for Jake Paul? What does Coach want to see?
There's a couple names out there, the guys that I would really like to see Jake fight. I think the Tommy Fury fight's a very interesting fight. I think that could be good. I think, the Nate Diaz fight is another fight that I like. And then something that just has kind of started to happen like recently and build up a little bit is Tyron Woodley in the dressing room. Coming in, talking, them having that exchange, and then him tweeting all that stuff, and now he can't keep Jake's name out of his mouth on his social media stuff. Everything's Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake Paul. So, if he wants that might be something that would be pretty interesting as well. So, Jake's going to beat Tyron. No offense to Tyron, he's a great champion in the UFC. Very, very good, UFC fighter and MMA striker, and good all around. But he won't touch Jake. He won't touch him.
Now, BJ, talk to me for a second. We've all seen that video footage of Tyron coming into the dressing room. But how did it all really go down when the cameras weren't rolling, man? How did it end?
I mean, he came in just, watching, Jake wrap his hands because that's a normal rule. One guy from the other dressing room comes in, and he came in and he was sitting there, and then Jake, started just kind of getting under his skin, saying, "Look, after this fight, you and Ben Askren are going to have one thing in common. You're both going to be knocked out in the first round." And then he started going back and forth, and then Jay Leone started talking to Tyrone, and I mean, Jay Leone would love to get in the boxing with Tyrone too. It's a no brainer. But if Tyrone wants to fight Jake in the boxing ring, he's gonna have a rough night. I'm telling you that right now. So it's not gonna go well for him.
Avenging the loss of his good friend and training partner Ben Askren, the storyline, it's already there. But what about Daniel Cormier? He's beefing with him. They went after it with the verbal exchange right there on the floor at UFC 261. You can't be telling me Jake Paul boxing with Daniel Cormier, the Hall of Famer?
I mean, there's weight divisions for a reason. I think Daniel Cormier was probably just frustrated with some of the things that Jake was saying. And Jake's thing is, look, like if you mention me, don't be mad when I mention you. I'm gonna strike back. Like, Jake really doesn't care. If you talk about Jake, he's gonna strike back. And I don't know what Daniel said, and I don't know how exactly it went down. But you talk about Jake, he's gonna have something to say back.
Well, it seems like every single MMA fighter is talking about Jake Paul. They all want a piece of this guy. It's got to all be part of the plan, though, right, man? You got all these guys chirping and talking about him. Is MMA fighters that route? Is that what we're looking at right now for the remainder of 2020 and maybe bleeding into 2021? I mean, it's 2021 already.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I love it because I feel like a lot of the MMA fighters, they have bigger followings than boxers have. And I feel like it's good. And it's still kind of, fairly matched because Jake just started fighting 2.5, 3 years ago. So it's not like Jake's been boxing his entire career. He's still relatively new. He's picking it up very fast. He's very good. But, him going against athletes that have been, maybe not boxing, but have been, striking and been competing for 20 years like Ben, that was supposed to be a good fight. Before the fight, the odds were all the way down to almost a pick'em fight like the day before. So a lot of people thought Ben was going to win. But you got to remember, Jake still only has 3 professional fights, and he's just kind of working, taking his baby steps. And as a trainer, I want to make sure that he doesn't get rushed too fast. Not that he can't do it, but it's always important to hit the steps on the way up, because then you never have to go back down and try to find it. Just touch the steps, touch what you need to be doing on the way up. Very important on a young boxer trying to get to the next level of his boxing career. So I feel like Tyron Woodley, the guys like that's still very well within Jake's ability to go out there and be able to, be able to perform. But the Daniel Cormier stuff, he's a little big. He's a little big, to be honest with you. Obviously he's a great wrestler and a great champion, but I'm not really too interested in that fight for Jake.
By the way, you're sporting a beautiful camo shirt. How's that underwear, that sheath underwear that Schmo hooked you up with? It's the same color.
Those were amazing. Those are the most comfortable underwear ever, and hopefully I can get another pair today, because those were great. I left those in Arizona, and those were amazing, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what we could do about that. I'm sure the Schmo could work something out. Man, you got some broadcasting duties. June 5th, Triller again, Teofimo Lopez.
Got some stuff coming up. Just trying to stay busy. Keep doing something that I love, something that I'm passionate about, and great opportunity to do that. And I'm excited about it. So it's a great fight between George Kambosos, who's a very, very good fighter from Australia, very tough guy, a guy who comes in with kind of a chip on his shoulder and doesn't care about Teofimo's credentials. And you got Teofimo, who's a phenomenal once in a lifetime type of talent. I mean, I picked Lomachenko to beat him. I was wrong. He looked excellent. He's got the goods, and Kambosos, he's going to have he better be ready, because Teofimo is very, very, very sharp, and he doesn't seem like a guy who's only been boxing, 6-7 years professionally. He looks like a guy who's been, a world champion for years, very seasoned and very, very good out there.
In the return of Evander Holyfield, the guy's still in shape. He's looking strong.
Kevin McBride better watch out for that left hook to the body, because Evander can still shoot it. We're in Miami. And we went up to Evander's gym, and he was showing Jake how to set that punch up. And I mean, the guy just doesn't age. He's like a fine wine. So he really just looks the part. And, Kevin McBride better keep that right elbow tucked, because it's going to be Evander's coming with that left hook to the body. So that should be a good fight.
Yeah, it seems like the legendary boxing people like the Mike Tysons and the Evander Holyfields, they respect Jake Paul. But what about the boxing community as a whole? What do you think it's going to take to get the respect that you're looking for Jake?
Well, the thing about it is this, though. Jake has been doing 2-a-days for the last 20 months. Whether you like Jake or not like Jake, I think everyone can respect somebody who works hard. And Jake is a hard worker. He works his ass off. And every day he's out there taking punches, swallowing his own blood, running, sprints, all kinds of different hit workouts, weightlifting, training, boxing with very good professionals. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of rounds with very good professionals, and raising his boxing IQ. And he's going through the steps, and he's paying his dues to make sure he gets what he deserves. And 2 Saturdays ago, that was a little piece of it, because he's really been working his ass off. Even though the fight was only 1 round, I'm telling you, 20 months of intense preparation went into that, 1 minute and 59 seconds.
But BJ, please tell the Schmo all signs aren't leading to a showdown with his brother Logan Paul, because we both know they're entertainers. They floated that idea before. Tell the Schmo you can't approve of a brother-on-brother matchup down the line.
These kids are crazy, though. They're crazy, and Jake doesn't care. Jake will fight Logan. I think Logan will fight Jake, and it's going to be a massive fight. And I just hope Logan has some more fights to build it up at the same time, because Jake's out there fighting 3-4 times a year. So Logan's got to do his part, get a couple fights, and I don't necessarily like the matchmaking for his fight with Floyd Mayweather. I think there's a couple other guys he should probably try to fight before he jumps in there with Floyd. But as long as Logan keeps fighting and winning, and then Jake will keep fighting and winning, I think that's something that will probably happen down the road. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you enjoying those private jets?
Yeah, I mean, it's the private jets have been it's nice. So Triller did a good job making sure that we were well taken care of going out to Florida from going to Atlanta from Miami, and just getting back and everything. It's been great.
The man who ensures that there's no whoopee going on days before a Jake Paul fight. He's the pro BJ Flores. I'm the Schmo here in Las Vegas. We're out.